Hey everybody, I'm Mary Fenton, founder of Mary Fenton Coaching, and I want to talk to you today about procrastination. Starting today for the next 5 days, you'll receive a short video like this one here related to procrastination and giving you one tip that you can use in your life starting now to help you stop procrastinating. By the end of these 5 days, you'll have a variety of tools that you can use to finally beat procrastination and get moving on what you need to do in order to get to the next level in your life, whatever that might be. Be sure to open each one of these emails and watch the videos and let that be your first commitment to you and your dreams. Some of you might be serial procrastinators, and other just might have one specific thing that you just keep putting off. And you'll do really anything and everything at that moment instead of doing the one thing that you know will actually make some sort of difference in your life or move the needle forward in an important area. You'll just decide that suddenly you love folding laundry, or you really want to do the dishes, or maybe you should bake something for dessert. All of a sudden, your evening has disappeared and you haven't gotten any work done. So, for day one, I want you to do a little bit of a reflection because behind every great procrastinator, there's an amazing dream that deserves your time. And I want you to reflect on what lies beyond your procrastination. I don't want you to dwell on this too much, but just enough to acknowledge it and change the conversation that you're having about it in your head. So I want you to choose one task, whatever it is that you keep putting it off, whatever it is that you keep putting off. Sorry. And you know what it is right away. It jumps into your brain. You know that one thing that you just keep putting off. But you know that once you actually commit to it, you'll make a big difference. It'll make a marked difference in your life. It could be a health related task, such as working out. It could be a business related task, such as writing a business plan or creating a website. If you're planning on switching jobs, maybe you need to update your resume or reach out to that one person or create a LinkedIn, um, research companies. It could be a lifestyle task, such as cleaning out that spare room that keeps piling up with more and more stuff. Or maybe you just wanted to get finally started on that book that you've been thinking about for years. Whatever it is, big or small, the concept is the same. Now that you have the task in mind, how long have you had that on your to-do list? How long have you been thinking, I really want to do this. I really should do this in order to do that. I need to do this. What's keeping you from making progress? The one excuse that I won't accept from you, and I don't accept it from myself, is that you don't have time. Because we all think that we don't have time, but I truly believe that we make time for what's important to us. So, other than time, if you really explore going down the road of completing the task, what has kept you from it? Is it fear of some kind? A lack of confidence? Some things you might be saying to yourself are, I'm not good enough to do that, or it will never happen for me. Nothing will ever change. I'm always going to be overweight. I'm not good enough for that. What will people think? Or I don't want people to see me fail. Go down that road, hold that task in your mind, and listen to what you're telling yourself. What excuses are you giving to yourself as to what is holding you back? And I don't want you, again, don't accept that I don't have time excuse. If that's the one that comes to your head first, we can talk about that another time, but not not right now. We don't have time for it. Just kidding. So it's time for you to take your dreams seriously. And once you do, you will make time for them. So behind the time, what else is there? Once you've identified the block and you've identified that negative phrase that you've been saying to yourself, or maybe phrases, it's time to knock that out. So that's like lesson number one. Let's reframe the thinking. Every time you catch yourself going there, stop yourself mid thought and replace it with a positive phrase. In order to find the positive phrase that you'll replace it with, I want you to visualize what your life will be like once you've completed the task. Visualize what it feels like once you reach your goal weight. Visualize your life once you land that job that you've been wanting, your dream job. Visualize walking into that room, the room of your house, and seeing it sparkling clean. You know, that one room that you've kept the door shut on because you're afraid that anyone's going to see it. Visualize what it will feel like to finally publish that book or to have a successful business. Get specific in your visualization. What do you look like in your vision? How do you feel? What are you doing? Who are you with? Now take how you feel when you see that successful vision of yourself and turn it into your replacement phrase. So when you're fighting with yourself over whether to get started on that important task and you start hearing your old phrase playing in your head, I'll never be six. Stop yourself right there, mid-sentence, and replace it with, I'm in the best shape of my life and I'm full of energy. Or I wake up excited every day to go to work because I love what I do. Or I'm proud of my accomplishments. Make this phrase in the present tense, not the future. That's important because you'll start to connect to the emotion now, and you'll shift from the scarcity mindset to a success or abundance mindset. And the sooner you make that shift, the sooner you'll see that things in your life will start to change. In the next 4 days, I'll have more action-oriented and quick and easy hacks in order to pummel procrastination and get you into movement mode. Action is what you need to get there, and I promise action steps are what we're going to be taking. I just happen to be a true believer that you need to start with and uncover some of what is beneath the surface in order to make real change. I really think that in order to make things on your external circumstances change, you first need to shift internally. So otherwise, it's just going to bubble right back up. You'll find yourself in a vicious cycle. It'll just come back if you haven't dealt with the root of the problem, which is always your core beliefs and what you're saying to yourself. So be consistent with this exercise. Knock that negative thought out every single time it bubbles to the surface. And believe me, it will keep bubbling to the surface. It's your default. It's where you naturally go. It's your heavy rotation. That's where your thought's going to naturally go. So it might be 100 times the first day or 1,000 times the first day. Every single time it comes into your brain, you've got to stop and switch it. And soon you'll see that your default thought changes. Soon you'll see that instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, your default thought will be, I can definitely do this. If that's what you've been working on changing it to, you can change it. I promise you. So you have your work cut out for you. Have fun with this visualization, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.